Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hope everyone's doing well today, inshallah. So we start to cover who we're calling the Dream Cult. They don't consider themselves a cult, which is fine. But the leader, or maybe he's not the leader, who knows? But the person that they claim to be the leader, um, and they believe that one day he'll lead the whole Muslim world at one point in time, and he'll lead us on this great conquest, and he'll be Imam and Mahdi, and go on to do great things, and it's gonna start in Pakistan, right? So me being a historian, or just someone who loves history, I can't really say I'm a historian, because it's not what I do for a living, but someone who loves history, I figured it would be smart and wise to talk about. I'm not going to say for sure, but I would assume that the leader of the Dream Cult, Muhammad Qasim bin Karim, would be named after Muhammad ibn al-Qasim. Um, so let's get into who is Muhammad ibn al-Qasim, and what he did, and why he would be important in Islamic history. And so I took the time to make this PowerPoint. Inshallah, it'd be beneficial to some people, whoever sees this, and maybe you can learn something about it, and you can go and do your own research and learn more about it. Because I try to be very brief. Now the problem is, as someone who loves history, right? Uh, I kind of often get sidetracked. So whenever like I start talking about certain things, it just like, oh, this this spider web leads to this spider web, and so I get sidetracked to start talking about entirely different people in history at the time, because this is the things that I love. I love the history of Islam and learning more about it and how Islam spread throughout the world. All right, so I mentioned I will be talking about Muhammad ibn al-Qasim al-Thaqafi. Uh, he Thaqafi just means he's a person from Taif. Similar to when I did a video on Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Barbari. It means he's just from the people of Berber. So he's from the people of Taif. And in case you forgot, we know about people of Taif from the Sirah. So just a quick refresher for those who may have forgot. It's always good to just know. Take your time to go and go through the Sierra again. The Sierra is one of those things like you can. I don't care how many times I will watch a series on the Sierra, from so many different shields. It's always beneficial, warms my heart. And I just recently finished going through Imam Anwar al-Alawi's Sierra series. Right? I think I did the Meccan phase. I'm currently on the Medina phase, but like I'm doing that. I'm also going through the Rashidun Caliphate and the rise of the Muslims taking over the Sassanids and the Romans and the Persians. Like all of this, just like it warms my heart to like listen to it and read about it, and just hear it again. So again, the people type. So this is something. There's a type in the year Sarah. This is of course when his wife Khadija died, right, and his uncle, right, passed away. So this is the year sorrow. He's dealing with great sorrow. He's going to convince the people of Taif. The people of Taif were idol worshippers, just like the Quraysh. They were like, listen, bro, listen, prophet, we're not gonna listen to you. And so they pelted him with stones, and they were very cruel and harsh to him. So he had to flee Al Taif. And so many people have a bad view of Taif, but there are some people who came from Taif who were very very beneficial to Islam, great Sahabi, and went on to do great things. All right, so the people we have here, Uthman ibn Affan. Obviously, we know Uthman. Everyone loves Uthman, unless of course you're like Shia. Then maybe I don't know if you like anyone. But Uthman obviously possessed of two lights: the Khalifa, third Khalifa of Islam. Very important figure in Islam, obviously. He is from Taif. I believe he was born there. When I was doing some research on this prior, Urwa ibn Mas'ud, he's the chieftain of Taif. He converted a good portion of his people as the chieftain. He converted most of them to the religion of Islam. And the third person here I want to mention is Abu Ubaid al-Thaqafi. So just to just to be clear, right? Abu Ubaid is different from Abu Ubaidah, right? A lot of folks would probably confuse the two. I know I have in the past. But Abu Ubaid, Al-Thaqafi, and Abu Ubaidah are two totally different Sahabi and two totally different people entirely. Even though Abu Ubaid was there during the conquest of Rome, right? He was there with Abu Ubaidah and Khalid and them fighting alongside them. He also was a fighter and a commander of one of the Muslim armies. But don't confuse Abu Ubaid and Abu Ubaidah. Abu Ubaidah Amir ibn Jarrah, which is weird. I feel like a lot of people just don't know who that is. I feel like he's like Abu Ubaidah Amir ibn Jarrah is like one of the greatest Sahabi ever, right? Like there's hadiths about him. Like there's hadiths like I don't want to butcher it, but it's something to the extent of like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu saying that every ummah they need a man who's like trustworthy, right? And like Abu Ubaidah is that person in my ummah. And then you know the stories of when Umar came to the army front, and he came to the army front and saw Khalid and Yazid, right? They're there. Don't confuse Yazid with so Yazid. When I say Yazid, I'm talking about his uncle Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan, not Yazid ibn Muawiyah. Those are two totally different people. Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan is the brother of Muawiyah and the uncle of Yazid, who passed away. He was the first governor of Syria. Anyway, but so when he comes there and sees them, they're like dressed in the Persian folk and stuff, but also they still have the weapons on them. So Umar comes there and starts throwing sand at them. He's like, you guys, it's been a year. Only been a year since you guys had your food, and you guys already changed, right? You guys already changed from the ways that we have been, and this is again Umar, very strict, very stern, and very much about Islam. And he's still wearing the same clothes he used to wear, patches inside of them, right? And he sees his Muslim leader commanders who were spreading Islam, and they're dressed in this fine silk and stuff. He's like, yeah, you guys have lost the way. And then he goes and sees Abu Ubaidah, right? Abu Ubaidah ibn Jarrah, and he's like, listen, he sees him, he's like, everyone in this world has been affected by the dunya besides you, Abu Ubaidah. Like so, if you get a chance, this is not the point of this video. I said I get sidetracked. I have, but please go learn about Abu Ubaidah. Abu Ubaidah is, I forget which book I was reading or which video I was watching, but it was saying like, if and this might just be the history, but after Umar, right? If Abu Ubaidah was alive, Umar would have just appointed him as the next. Like it would have been like just a universal thing for all Muslims to say yes, Abu Ubaidah would be the next Khalifa after Umar if he was alive. But he passed away, he was in this is after they conquered Sham, right? This is after they conquered Jerusalem. Them, so he was there, and this is the whole thing of like Muslims, they were going to keep expanding further into the Byzantine Empire, but they stopped because of the plague. But then Abu Ubaidah didn't come back to Medina or Mecca, and so he stayed there and passed away. So he's 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 definitely one of the ones. Again, if you get the chance to please go look up, watch a video, whatever you need to do to just learn more about Abu Ubaidah Amir ibn Jarrah. Like he's so important in just the overall just scope of the Muslim world. Like he was the commander of the Muslim army when we're fighting against the Romans, because you have Khalid, right? He's over. I need to move on again, but just so you have Khalid, right? Khalid is fighting the Sassanid, right? He's fighting the Sassanid, right? Over there, and on the other side, fighting the Romans, Abu Ubaidah is there leading in charge. And even when Khalid is there, Abu Ubaidah is still technically in charge of the larger Muslim Ummah. When Khalid is relieved of his duty, Abu Ubaidah is still in charge of the Muslim Ummah. And Abu Ubaidah is like, listen, Abu Ubaidah is one of the ones. So if you get the chance to, again, please I promise you won't regret it. Like, it's such a good story. Just go learn about Abu Ubaidah. But this is not the point of this video. The point of this video is something else. And maybe one day, inshallah, I can actually do a video on Abu Ubaidah, Amir ibn Jarrah. But who knows? Okay, sorry. So what's up? This video, this video is supposed to be about Muhammad and Qasim. All right, but of course, history is history. So at the time of Muhammad ibn Qasim, right? We are at the time of the Umayyads. The Umayyads are in charge of the Muslim world. This is, of course, after the Rashidun Caliphate, and this is during the time of the Marwanid Umayyads, right? Because of course, obviously, you have the Muawiyah Umayyads, and then after them, you get into the Marwanid Umayyads, right? And things of that nature, right? So this is around the year 711, 712 AD. And Sindh, right? Sindh is India, right? India at the time. Sindh is known as this like notorious pirate cove region, right? They're known for the Sindhi pirates. I forgot the name for them, but they're known for like a pirateering group. They would go and steal supplies from the seas, and things of that nature, right? And then someone who a lot of people probably do know of, maybe they don't, but you should know this name, Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf Al-Thaqafi. Listen, this man right here is notorious. He made a name for himself for a bevy of reasons, none of which were really good at all. I would say he's one of the more essentially hated figures in Islam, besides maybe like Yazid. He is all right. So just a quick backstory on Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, which there could be a whole video on him just about why he's hated. So Hajjaj ibn Yusuf Al-Thaqafi, he is, he wasn't super duper important or well known, but he wanted to make himself a name, right? So he became known as this like ruthless tyrant, right? And this is during the time of the Sahaba. The Sahaba are still alive and well. He becomes under the Umayyads, right? And Marwan and all of them, right? And he wants to make a name for himself. And so he goes and does some military and stuff over there, over here, and eventually he gets to a point where he's done enough tasks for the Umayyads. He's now respected enough; they revere him. And at the time of Marwan ibn Hakam, right, who is the Umayyad Khalifa, right? He is technically the Khalifa of the rest of the Muslim world, but in Mecca, right, in the Haram, right, the person who they view as the Khalifa and someone who is challenging the rule of the Umayyads is Abdullah ibn Zubair. Abdullah ibn Zubair, you guys should know about him. You guys in English know about him. Just quick brief him. Abdullah ibn Zubair is the son of Az-Zubair ibn al-Awwam. Az-Zubair ibn al-Awwam is married to Asma binti Abu Bakr. All right, so Abdullah ibn Zubair, he is the son of a great Sahabi, right? And he's son of another great Sahabiya, in Asma binti Abu Bakr. Asma is the older sister of Aisha. So he is the nephew. Like anyway, so he's one of the great Sahabi, one of the great Sahabi, one of the Abadullah, like like Abdullah ibn Amr, Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Zubair, Abdullah ibn Abbas. So he's one of these great Sahabi, and he's directly opposed to the Umayyads at the time. And he doesn't believe that there are legitimate leaders and rulers, and not the Khalifa. It should probably be him or just anyone else, but you guys. So he's been safe. Abdullah ibn Zubair has been safe for a long time because again he's in the Haram, the Kaaba, everything's safe. And the Umayyads can't get rid of him because he's in the Haram. And so this guy, Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, he laid siege to the Kaaba, right? He has catapults, and he's throwing catapults and rock stuff. He destroys the Kaaba, and then he goes and kills Abdullah ibn Zubair. And this is one of the reasons why he's hated. And he has some vile words to say to his mother, Asma bint Abu Bakr. It's like, yeah, so he's known for being this like ruthless tyrant who like beheads folks and just does unnecessary stuff. Totally just like a loose cannon, but he will do whatever he can to just get his role higher in the Umayyads and be useful to Marwan ibn Hakam. Right. And lastly, we have Muhammad ibn Qasim, who is the person I'm talking about mostly in this video, but not really, because I get sidetracked. All right, so Muhammad ibn Qasim, he is the son-in-law. Some say he's a nephew. Some say he is the brother-in-law. He is somehow related to Muhammad ibn Qasim. They're both Thaqafi, but they're related. And Muhammad ibn Qasim, he is this young man. I believe he was 17, 18 when he was appointed as the leader of the Muslim army at the time. And we have a quote from him, from Muhammad ibn Qasim. He wasn't, from what I know, he wasn't known as ruthless and as crazy as his uncle or father-in-law or brother-in-law, Muhammad Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf. But he has a quote here: "Treat the conquered with mercy and respect and fairness, because it is with mercy that hearts are won." Muhammad ibn Qasim. Right? And I'm sure all the Pakistanis know the history of Muhammad ibn Qasim. They can give you more details and in depth than I can. So if you ever want to learn more about him, please go talk to one of them. I'm sure they will love to tell you about it, because Muhammad ibn Qasim, like the area that he conquered, right, would be modern day Pakistan. So Allah bless him for his efforts and expanding the Muslim world into India at the time. All right, so what caused the invasion of Sindh, right? So there's a Muslim envoy. It's a ship, and it has some Muslim sisters on there. It has some some wealth, some goods, and some spices and stuff. And it's captured by the Sindhi pirates, right? And so the Muslims reach out to Raji Dahar of Sindh. He's like a prince or whatever of Sindh. It's like, hey, work with us here so that we can recapture our goods, our sisters, our Muslim ladies, and our stuff, and we can get rid of these pirates as well. And he's like, listen, bruh, listen, you guys are on your own. That has nothing to do with me, and figure out yourselves. So, I forget who was in charge. This is after the time of Padawan. This is, I forget who's in charge. But this is after the time of Marwan. And anyway, the Muslims are obviously going to retaliate. They're going to go and free the sisters and stuff like that. And also, this is a reason, a justifiable reason for them to go into Sindh and conquer the land, right? And so the Muslims have probable cause, and Hajjaj ibn Yusuf appoints his relative, right, Muhammad ibn al-Qasim, with an army of it was 3,000 camels or whatever, and they go and fight the Raji Daughter in Sindh. And of course, the Indians were known for having elephants, right? They had the Indians and the Persians and stuff. They had these royal elephants, and it's the thing. But the Muslims, of course, they're always swifter, faster, and alhamdulillah, they were blessed to be able to fight and win these battles. They go in there, they have a few skirmishes in the year 711, 712, and eventually this leads to the Muslims conquering the land. And now we have our first mainstay into Pakistan, which is the Muslims conquering Sindh and invading it. And now we have land into that. Also, ironically, at the same time, so the Muslims are like, history is so cool, because like the Muslims at the same time as the Umayyads are conquering parts of India and Sindh, right? They're also going into Andalusia and Spain at the same time. So it's a war on two fronts, and that's one of the cool things, is that they're fighting two battles, winning two battles, alhamdulillah. And this is how Islam spread. Islam spread because the Muslims were fearless, and just alhamdulillah, just like blessed by Allah to be able to go and conquer new lands and new activities. So I'm going to wrap the video here, inshallah. If you are a follower of Muhammad Qasim and you believe, hey, he's going to be as great as Muhammad ibn Qasim, the conqueror of Sindh and Pakistan at the time, India at the time, then maybe inshallah he will be for you guys. But I'm not seeing it. I hope that you guys can find out more about him and learn what he actually does and what he's going to be helpful for you guys. Because right from where I'm standing, I don't see much benefit for you guys following Muhammad Qasim's dreams. This is someone named Muhammad Qasim, who was a real person, who did real things, and actually was a commander who commanded an army. So Learn from this, learn from history. Assalamu alaikum.